So our site currently looks like this, and we want to change this top section up here to look more like the top section here for 1millionlines.com. So we could go in and hard code it here in this section, and you will be able to later once you learn what all this stuff means. But for now, I'm going to show you a shortcut and one of the other benefits of using Bootstrap. So what we can do is we can grab bits and pieces from different sites or from different templates here that Bootstrap provides us so that we can build sites faster. So what we're going to do is we're going to find this top section, and I like the top section here with the starter template. Okay, see it? A lot more similar to 1 million lines. We're just going to have to move this stuff over here. So a cool feature here with Google Chrome to learn about the HTML behind this is, well, first we've used the view page source, but we don't know, what part of this document is formatting this top section. So what we're going to do is we're going to inspect the element. And this inspect element feature here allows us to highlight over different parts of the HTML in the document and see, where it is on the screen. So we have the body, and we have this div here with a class of navbar, navbar inverse, and navbar fixed top. And so this is what we're looking for. So we have this div here, and then we want to find what we want to replace over here. So we have this same div, or this similar div here with a class of navbar, navbar inverse, navbar fixed top. All right. So class navbar, navbar inverse. We go over here and find it. A couple things to talk about here is, you see how there's these indentions? Well, one, the indentions allow us to see where a div or any HTML element that spans more than one line begins and ends easily. So you can easily see that they're indented in the same column, so that this is the start of that div, this is the end of that div. Also, with each indentation, and each time something is inside of something else, so this div class container is contained within this div class navbar, navbar inversed, and navbar fixed top, you know that this indented one is a child element of this parent element right here. And this will come in handy later, and it does right now, but you'll see more of it throughout the course as you see that whatever you style in the parent element, also applies to the child element. So for now, let's grab this and copy it. And we're going to go to our code, and we're going to replace this div here. All right. So it's a lot of code to go through here, but it's a lot easier than you think. So first off, what is a div? Well, one awesome source for figuring out stuff about HTML and CSS is w3schools.com. So W3Schools, div tag. Div tag defines a division or a section in an HTML document. Div tag is used to group block elements, format them with CSS. So a quick overview of divs. Basically, if you think about a newspaper and how you have different articles, and you have like a right column, or a column an article that may be a column on the right. You have an article that may be like the main feature article in the middle. Those are all sections of the newspaper. So think of divs like those sections that are styled differently. They're different sizes, different widths, different lengths. The letters, the words, the font might be different in each section. One picture may be bigger in one section than the other. That's a div. Then it says is used to group block elements. So what is a block element? And to format them with CSS. So let's go over here. Remember before when we took away CSS, all we have to do is mess up one thing here. Then we go back over, and all the styling goes out. Well, you see here how project name, home, about, contact are all on different lines versus they're all on the same line here. That's because they're all block elements. And we'll go more into block elements and inline elements later, but a block element begins and ends with a new line unless it's contained in a div and styled, which Bootstrap does for us. Reload the page. Beautiful, we have that. All right, so we have it looking like this, and we want to move this stuff from here over to here. This is another benefit of using Bootstrap, is they have a lot of components that come with it that we can easily just piggyback to get them to do what we want. So let's look at components over here. And you see we can scroll down if we want, but also you can just look over here and let's find navbar, because that's the div class we're in. And you have this default navbar here. What we want to find is one component alignment. So currently, it's to the left. Well, we want to move it to the right. So let's highlight that, navbar right. And what do we want to move to the right? So we can inspect the element to see that. So we have this whole section here. Nope. All right, so we want to move all this to the right. So UL, class, nav, navbar, nav. So we want to give it another class of navbar right. Take away that period there and reload the page. Boom. So everything's moved over to the right now. Now we have project name here. So it's right here under navbar header, a class navbar brand, project name. We want to change that to 1 million lines. Save that. Awesome, we have that. So we have 1 million lines, and then we want to change these to the right links. So let's look at the links. We have who we are and get involved. And we're not going to worry about record lines for now. Who we are, get involved. And we can just eliminate this. All right, awesome. Let's go here, save it, reload the page. We have this exactly as we want it. And a couple things to talk about here is we've pretty much gone over everything here. You have the navbar header here, and we just messed with the 1 million lines, and we'll get more into linking there. And then you have your right side over here that we went over. This right here is just for the responsive part of the website. So basically, see how as we move this in, eventually who we are and get involved disappears and this button shows. That's that section. So if we deleted that, reloaded the page, we moved it in, then that wouldn't show anymore. Okay, so that's just a cool feature of Bootstrap that helps our site be responsive. So when it goes, someone's viewing it in mobile, then it's good in mobile. So it looks good across mobile, desktop, and laptops and device and like iPads and stuff as well. All right, so we have this top section looking as we want it, and next we'll get to work on this main section right here.